You are watching straight. You are
Facts.
watching straight. Hey YouTube, welcome back to Straight Facts episode 2. We're here with Ali G and Black X and
not black.
Black X.
Alright.
And I am Miss Fontaine. So, what are we talking about today?
You already know.
So, first things first.
Oh shit.
No, I feel as though we should touch base on the R. Kelly thing.
Step in the name of love.
Just.
Alright.
I'm trying to be serious. Like,
Alright.
I'm trying to be serious for a second, just for 1 second, not the whole. So, like,
Did you watch the show?
I didn't get a chance to see it, but I have been keeping up with like the info that people have been like releasing about it and everything, and like I'm gonna say the word "seen" because like I didn't see it, but it seemed like everybody like believes that he really did do everything and stuff like that, and I ain't see it, so I can't say like I think he did it or I think he didn't do it. So, but what I'm gonna say is if he did do that shit, he is a sick individual. Like I've been peeped R. Kelly was a freak when he peed on that girl.
I never saw that video.
I saw it.
I
seen it. Like
he made a song about it afterwards.
And we not even gonna lie, like Boondocks ain't been telling.
I seen it on Boondocks.
I'm about to say Boondocks been told everybody. Like Huey been told everybody. He been schooled the culture about like him being weird like that. But this is the thing, like this is about to probably be real unpopular, but like. And people probably really gonna say whatever they want. It's gonna be that. It's about to be this one person that's like this, ready to type what I'm about to say. But like, when is the most like I'm not saying statute of limitations, but like, what is the most appropriate time that like people really should like come up and speak about being like whether molested or touched?
It's no time to that.
There's no time frame.
Everyone cope differently. It's no time to that. You can't sit there and say. You waited 10 years. So what? Maybe she finally got the confidence after 10 years.
Yeah.
That's her story. You can't sit there and put that on her.
Yeah, because you can't give somebody a time frame to report something. You can't make it be like, oh, the law says you got to report your rape in 10 years or, there's no crime committed.
Well, you can't do that because there are statute of limitations to that. So with that logic, somebody can combat that. But I think and like this is gonna sound real bad, but I think like I understand like everybody got their own time to like cope with things, and everybody like needs their own level of like stress relievers and everything that they got to deal with. But I want to see rapists off the streets. The first problem starts with when people rape people. Period. That just needs to stop. But like the second thing is people who get raped. I understand, and this is probably a lot from a nobody to say, but. I feel as though there should be a legal time limit on when you should report it, but I feel as though like a personal like time limit should be like I'm not gonna give a year or a number, but it should be as soon as possible because people got to understand like as bad as it might sound, rape is the ultimate he say she say when you ain't got no DNA evidence or no video evidence, and the longer you wait, DNA evidence ain't gonna wait with you. You feel me? So like, if somebody get raped. I understand it's very traumatic to go there right after it's done. And I'm not saying you should go right after it's done. But, like, if you wait 30 years to tell somebody that somebody rapes you at a party and, like usually Kavanaugh cases, like, that happened when they were younger, if I believe, at high school.
In college. One was in high school, one was in college.
But the one I'm talking about, the one in high school at, like, a country club, I think, where it happened at, if I got the details correct.
The girl that... the first person that came out was the one that was in college. Yeah,
so, but all right, let's just use the college one. So, she was in college. This man is something years old now. Like, and that's from a party, and they were both...
But you know why she came out?
But it's a reason why... No, it's a clip of Lady Gaga talking about that. And it's like, she maybe tried to suppress that, whatever. But then her seeing that he may be nominated to be in the Supreme Court, triggered that experience, that traumatizing
if he was
event.
just gonna be a regular white dude, nobody wasn't gonna say nothing. But because this is a real serious position, this is the only reason why people came up and said something.
Even just those accusations should have got him
kicked out.
You can't say that.
You can't do that.
You can't say that.
This is what I'm trying to say, and this is gonna sound popular, but I don't believe when a girl straight comes up and say she got raped by a guy, I don't 100% believe her right away.
You shouldn't.
I have to see evidence.
You gotta see both sides of the story.
I gotta see both sides because there are women out there who lie. Right. There are women out there who lie. Because I've had a situation where a girl lied and said that I sexually assaulted her and then tried to transfer her into rape until she got herself caught up in her own lie and then later got kicked out of school for it. But she didn't get kicked out of school because of that. She got kicked out of school because she started drama with other people.
I was in that situation as well, but you know, soon they hear that, you automatically demonize, like
because you're a male.
You guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, because you're a male.
Yeah,
and that's why I think like it should be like something that should be done immediately. And like another problem is like the thought process when people think like, oh, if I come out and say that I'm a victim of this, that they're gonna be like embarrassed and everything like that. I feel as though like the reason why people feel embarrassed or something like that is because people keep telling people you can take as much time as you want. But when you take let me finish. I'm not saying that I'm right, but this is just how I feel. When you keep telling somebody that they can take as much time as they want, some people naturally suppress things. Some people subconsciously suppress things, and like that's understandable. But when you do that and you take longer to tell somebody, then you gotta come up and dig evidence from how long you waited. And when you can't prove that to be right, if you really got raped, ain't nobody gonna believe you, and that's gonna make you feel dumb, and that's gonna make you feel like less than a victim.
First of all, if it was me and it was 10 years later or something, and I don't have no DNA evidence, my story matters, period.
It does.
It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care what evidence you think I don't have. I'm going to tell my story when I feel comfortable to tell my story. You can't sit there and be like, oh, well, you don't have no evidence. But he don't have no evidence either that he didn't do it.
So then it's just a story.
That's sad to say, but like
it's just a story.
That's true.
It's just a story.
I get it, but it's just like everybody. Even if, for example, someone got raped, what if they decide after they washed up, 2 days later?
No, it don't work. Like from my understanding, when there's like stuff like where DNA evidence, I think like semen lasts 6 months into somebody.
Semen spit. When you kiss somebody, their DNA is in your mouth.
Lasted for 6 months. For 6 months. So like, I'm pretty sure rape.
And rape kits are intricate as shit. So
rape kits are really, really. It's not 1930. It's 2019. You feel me? Like it's a lot more like scientific now. So like,
Happy New Year's.
Yeah, Happy New Year's, by the way.
What did you say though? You said, "Damn, your point."
Wait, who? Me or Tara?
You.
My point is like, if you gonna wait 30.
No. You said that they shouldn't be told to come out when they're ready, or share their story. A rape victim.
They shouldn't. Like, I'm not saying like as soon as you get done rape, go to the police office. Yeah. You should. Don't get me wrong. You should. Mm-hmm. But like, if you can't find it in yourself to do it because it's that traumatic and that recent, that's completely understandable. You want to wait 6 months, that's understandable. You want to wait a year, you want to wait 2 years, that's understandable. But like when you wait 30 or 10 or 15 plus odd years and you don't have screenshots, DNA, video surveillance, it is just a story. It becomes something that's really real to some people and really traumatic. But to the eyes of the people that at the end of the day, you're trying to prove that somebody did something to you. Yeah. So you need evidence. Evidence is the most important thing. And it's sad to say, people going to think that their story is just enough, but it's not. Your story matters. Your story needs to be heard. But you need to, like, people should really start coming forward. And I understand it's a really difficult sacrifice to ask people to do, but they got to start coming forward and just getting these stories out there and keep talking. That's why I'm loving like the Me Too movement. All these women coming out and saying like all these stuff that happened.
Got like whitewash. Keep it all being.
I don't care when it comes to race about whitewashing, blackwashing. If a woman got raped, she got raped. Her story need to be told. Yeah. But if you gonna come forward and you gonna be telling the truth about it, have evidence with you. Don't just have your story.
So what about the people that don't come out at all? Like I know a lot of people that has been raped and just don't say nothing.
I mean, like, I can't force them to do something they don't want to do, but I'm gonna tell them, and I'm probably gonna hate me for this, but that's hurting. That's hurting the progress that we trying to make with stopping rape. Period. When you don't say nothing, those rapists are still out there and they're still raping. When you don't say something about what like if somebody kills somebody that's close to me, and I have the ability to prove and point out that they did it, if I don't stop them, then I'm just as bad as I would feel just as guilty as if they killed somebody else, because I could have possibly stopped that by getting them arrested. So as much as traumatic as it could have been to me, sometimes you gotta take the back seat to your own feelings and think about the next person. And it's really hard to say that when it comes to the subject of rape. But
I feel like that's what one of the victims tried to do with the judge with Kavanaugh's situation. But she, in the long run, she had to move damn near 3 times, was getting death threats, all that shit. So it's like, it sucks, but everything you're saying makes sense with the whole
it's a sucky hand, but you gotta play it.
So
back to R. Kelly though.
Well, R. Kelly stated that he's disgusted about the whole
accusation,
whole situation, about the whole I can't get the word out. He's disgusted, and he said he got a vendetta, there's a whole vendetta against him. All this is just not lies, but he didn't say he did it or he didn't do it, but he's just saying people got a vendetta against me. I'm disgusted about the whole situation. It's
a vendetta because these people, these accusations were made before this Lifetime documentary even started. So they weren't getting compensated for anything.
Right.
And he's not. What did Chance the Rapper say? The system trying to attack a black man. He wasn't really doing anything but just going on tour and just performing for people. So it's not like he was about to achieve a higher status on something.
Wait, don't say that, because going on tour and making your money as a black man.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the system trying to jeopardize him, with Meek Mill getting locked up for Willies. That's the system trying to get him. With MJ, he was about to purchase Sony, and the next thing you know, they saying he touching little boys and shit. With Bill Cosby, he's about to buy NBC, and then
Bill Cosby and. We go ahead, go finish.
I'm saying how that can get misconstrued and people can think it's the system trying to come at you.
Yeah, but
in this case, it's not.
But in reality, you touching people. You know what I mean?
In reality, you married a 15-year-old girl.
He
married Aaliyah when she was 15. At 15. The Aaliyah movie said it. And that movie was trash, whoever,
That was a Lifetime movie too?
No, I think that was a Wendy Williams movie.
I thought it was Lifetime.
You seen a clip and he was like, "Do you like teenage girls?" And he was like, how old do you mean when you say teenage?
You have to ask that question. You have to, because people consider people that's 18, they don't consider them grown.
Nah, good point.
They consider them teenagers.
It was just creepy though.
How about 18 and under? Period. That's nasty.
It depends, because there's Romeo and Juliet clauses. If you 16 and somebody 19, technically you legal and they still 16. Yeah. So you got Romeo and Juliet clauses too, but you can't
But that's 2 year difference.
That's 3 years.
Man, or 3 year difference. This man is 10, 15, 20, 30 years old.
And a lot of the people, parents, they were saying that they haven't heard from their daughters in damn near 2-3 years.
Yeah.
It's
I can't say nothing about that. Somebody camera stop. I can't say nothing about that. But what I can say is you can't use that whole 10, 15 years things, because my grandparents are 15, 20 years apart. You feel me? And
but they wasn't minors, is what I'm saying.
I don't know when the age they was when they met, so I can't say that, and I'm not.
That don't mean that's okay because your grandparents.
I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm saying that it's a different time period, and the things were different. But
it's different when you're older. Period.
It's not about it being older. It's about the time frame in which it happened, because that means socially it was accepted, and now socially it's not. So it's kind of hard to dig back. A certain, in far as dating preferences, certain things you can dig back and be that's wrong. For instance, if that's like saying that my grandfather can still be considered, and he probably could be, but I'm gonna defend him because he's my grandfather. But it's like for instance, I'm gonna use Angel and her Angel mom and her pop.
And they're 20 years apart.
They literally exactly are 20 years apart, which means when he was 20, the mom was just being born. I mean, when he was 40, the mom was 20. Her dad died when she was 50, which means her mom is 30. So that's like saying he's a pedophile, but it was consensual.
But what I'm saying to you, the difference is if you 20, all right, he 20, all right, if he 25. He's not gonna be looking at a 5-year-old at the time. If they older, that's different. But if you in your 30s looking at a 16-year-old, that's weird. I don't think it's a problem when you're older. Y'all both got a mindset. Y'all both know what y'all doing. Y'all both consenting to what it is. But if it's a 16-year-old who, first of all, female mindset is not ready to 21, is not fully developed to 21, it's like you still learning after 21. But it's the simple fact, like, after you in your 50, 40, 30s or way past due, messing with somebody that's still in high school is a problem for me. Beyonce and Jay-Z like 12 years apart. No one's saying nothing to that because Beyonce and Jay-Z. But in reality, if you look back at it, when she was 12, he was 24.
He wasn't even worried about her.
That's what I'm saying.
He wasn't, but like people, I feel what you're saying because like people keep saying like, oh, they something odd years apart. You got to look at it in the perspective of when they met. When you
messing with a minor is where it's a problem for me.
Yeah.
Like my parents are only a year and a half apart, so I can't really, But I do know parents that's like 10 years apart, but they grown.
Yeah, as long as as long as y'all situation happened when y'all both was adults.
Right, I don't see a problem.
But I'm glad you said something about Chance the Rapper and getting at like black men. So like speaking of like black men, like
so what you want to tell the people what Chance said?
I wasn't even about to get into that. I was about to get into like, so when it comes to like getting at black men. And like even when he said he didn't believe like them because they were black women, he clarified. And
honestly, I think his clarification was bullshit.
What's the situation?
It's not. You can't say it's bullshit. Before I'm gonna let you finish, you can't say it's bullshit because the reporter was a black woman and she clarified for Chance that he was very avid about his support with black women. And the point I was trying to make is that sometimes. And I was about to use the McDonald's situation as like an example.
But go back to what the situation was. Like,
so come on. Chance said on camera that because the victims were black, basically
they were black women.
He didn't take their accusations as being credible.
Now he clarified. Yes. Well, it was actually he didn't say it like that. It was taken out of context like that. That's clear. If we want to say it on here, we gotta say it right.
What did he say then?
I don't know exactly what he said. I don't know exactly what he said because I didn't watch the interview. But both he said it was taken out of context, and the actual reporter who did the interview, who's a black woman, said that it was also taken out of context because he put it in there. That's how people perceived as what he was saying.
So I'm taking how I just got it perceived. So this is the problem in the black community as a general for black women because. When you go to, like, black women are dying all the time because they're not being taken seriously.
This is what Chance said. Making a song with R. Kelly was a mistake. I didn't value the accuser's stories because they were black women.
How else can you take that?
Finish.
That's just a little clip from Rolling Stone, John.
But how else can you take that?
Find if you want to read that, you gotta find what the reporter said too. Like you can't just read one side.
But I'm like, that wasn't. How can that be taken out of context though?
If that's exactly what he said.
Yeah, like he may regret saying.
I feel like she probably said that for backlash or some shit.
I feel like because like he's a real genuine person. Like
he knows
I don't even know that nigga. So I'm gonna assume he's a good person. He go to church.
That don't mean shit, bro.
I know, but he's a real. He just saved somebody from a car being on fire.
Bro, that don't mean.
He's a good person in my eyes, but. At the time, he may be regretting that now, but at the time, you're clearly saying you made that song with R. Kelly because you didn't take the accuser's accusations as being valid.
How else can you take that though?
Exactly. I mean, from what I got from it,
you didn't watch it. So
no. I'm not talking about what I'm not talking. See, you cut me off before I can even finish. I wasn't about to say from what I watched. I'm about to say from what I read from the lady. It was I can't remember her name, but the reporter, she was saying that he was very avid about his actual support for black women. He was talking. I don't know. Maybe he might have like said something about like them not believing them because they was black. But the point I was trying to make about the whole McDonald's thing, not to get into it, but like black women attack black men all the time, and not saying that it's not deserved in some cases, but in a lot.
But this is the same dude that be saying black women praise them and queens. Which one is it though? But you can finish.
So, before I was really interrupted, a lot of black women do attack black men. So I sometimes understand. Not saying that I agree, but sometimes I understand why some black men don't always believe every black woman because for some reason we put against each other as like an enemy type or who can do it first. Because I just had a situation on like Instagram and a woman put up that she ain't got no time for like no weak ass black men and stuff like that. And I was like, at first I was applauding her, and I'm like, I was applauding her like, okay, she's speaking her mind, like strong, independent black woman. And then she went on to say like, because all black men are weak, all black men are this, or all black men are
the Instagram,
the screenshot that I sent you. And I was like, and I messaged her and I said, you should start saying some instead of all. And she said, no, all of y'all. And then
she corny for that.
She said all of y'all. But the thing about it is, see how you said that she was corny, but like in public spaces, a black woman can go out and bash all black men in one sentence. And nobody on social media,
That's a lie.
No. Well, all right, I'm not going to say nobody. But in reality, in the situation, not a lot of people are going to criticize her for that statement.
I was like, I will.
I feel like now, like, I feel like times is changing. Like, I feel like we
seeing things differently.
Yeah, like, our generation is like our eyes are getting opened. In a sense. So
I agree.
I feel like somebody would definitely check that. If anything.
I don't know, because ain't nobody check her yet. That's why
if I would have seen it, I definitely.
Maybe you don't know that. Maybe somebody else be in.
No, because I still have the screenshots, and I can even send them to you. I asked her, like, I was telling her, I'm like, yo, it's not that, because I was trying to get to the point. I was saying it's not that black women don't go through things. It's not that black women aren't valued or underappreciated or dying at an alarming rate or need to be protected. It's that you know, when black men get grouped together with other black men that are bad there are black men out there who don't support black women, and there are black men who do, but the black men who do always get put in the same category as the black men who don't, and it's easier to say that for women.
But that's probably off of her experience, though. Maybe she haven't met one yet, and it's not right. I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that could be off her experience, but I see that a lot more. I see a lot of more disappointed, hurt black women, and they lash out in anger over black men than I do see black women actually acknowledging good black men. Because when they acknowledge good black men, they acknowledge the cookie cardboard good black man, dark skin, got money, or dark skin, or dark skin and have like a desk job or something like that. They don't value like the different types of the plethora of different black men that are out there.
I don't agree with that statement.
See, I don't know. I feel as though like our generation, a lot of people are trying to date, other people that look like them as well.
I don't think so.
I feel like
a lot are rather go outside their race too.
I feel like in some cases, and this is not just to make it about black women, but women period. I feel like because I feel attacked on this because I feel like dark skinned men are a fetish to women.
Now, since Black Panther came out, yeah.
Since Black Panther,
not even
listen. No,
only reason I'm saying that is because anybody.
A female, like.
No, I'm not. I know. I'm just saying. But I'm just asking before you people because you could tie this into what you're about to say. But like when we were all like I guess 90s babies and 90s kids. Like we were coming up, dark skinned men wasn't sought after. We weren't sought. Like you might have been raised in a household where dark skinned men were seen as like something crazy.
My dad is.
That was them. We talking about now.
But that's what I'm saying. To now, it went from not being accepted to just being a fetish. Because I never hear like I literally, and this is just I'm talking from my personal experience. I never hear any like woman from like Tara's complexion to my complexion really speak about how much they want a dark skinned baby. I don't hear it.
That's
I hear them say, I want me a nice chocolate brother, a tall black man, a man who got money. But when it comes to babies, they like, I want my baby to have long hair. I want my baby to have good hair. I want my baby edges to be this. I want my baby. I'm not dating him because
I have heard that from other people. From my experience,
and that's even with black women. I feel like dark skinned black women are a fetish too, more than men.
Definitely, dark black women are more fetishized.
Yeah,
on social media.
I think you know why? Because they pushing towards that. Light skinned woman was so glorified, so now they pushing toward dark chocolate women. When
what you expect when every time we turn the TV on, it's a white person or a light skinned person glamorized as being beauty.
But I don't
everybody
see
had
that
a white.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see it.
From my because I'm light skinned. From my personal experience, the things that people be saying that light skinned women be glorified, where. You may see it, but really where? It might be just how y'all be seeing like, well, people in general be seeing like black people are glamorized on social media, but not in real life. I feel like that for a light skinned woman. Like, of course I be on like South Street and I hear light skin stuff like that, but in reality, I don't see the glamour. I really don't.
I mean, I can give you 2 examples right now. Aunt Viv. You feel me? Like
that's social media. But I'm seeing in reality.
Aunt Viv is not social media. Aunt Viv is
media.
Wait, what about Aunt Viv?
She was dark skinned and now she was light skinned. Pam.
No, that was only. That had nothing to do with race. That's because she. I'm not rocking with Will.
I'm saying I'm not.
I thought that was because of that too. To be honest,
I thought it was. I'm not even that, but just like not even because of the person or the cast, but the consistency of the woman she was. She was a dark skinned woman, so why not cast another dark skinned woman?
Maybe that you don't know what somebody got that role.
I know somebody could have just got that other role, but just like I thought it was for that too. Like the reason why because she was light skinned, but like stuff like that. And then I even heard this could be rumor, but I even heard that Pam was originally supposed to play Gina. You feel me?
I don't know.
Like I even heard that Pam was originally supposed to play Gina, but because Pam fits the better look of who she was, then you know what I mean. Like you never, I don't know. Like to me, it feels as though like I see what Tira's saying. Because like light skinned women don't really get like you need to try light skinned women on media. You need to try this and you need like light skinned women is this, light skinned women is that from like a big platform. You'll hear it from like the users of social media.
I thought people only said it because we like look closer to white people. I get why people say it, but in reality, like me being light skinned, that's really not a thing. I don't really. It's a thing in media.
I feel like that's a thing
in media. Yeah, in the past, but right now. I don't get glamorified because I'm light skinned.
Actually, nah. What? Because I know somebody, he dark as shit. And he said he don't want no dark skinned babies. Like, he only date.
Maybe because he got bullied or some Spanish stuff.
Made that, yeah. I don't believe that's it.
It could have been something like
that. But you see, like, with cases like that, people try to individualize it and be like.
You have to, though.
No,
everyone's
you can't.
Different.
You can't.
There's no type of statistic to show, so you have to.
Wait, I understand you might have to, but I'm not saying that makes it factual. You feel me? Like
it can never be factual because everybody has their own experience.
Listen, there's a difference between stats and reality. You feel me? Like, for instance, like we see, you might see.
How is there a difference when statistics are fact-based information?
Because you ever seen like a statistic and you'd be like, that just don't seem right.
But that's
I mean, that depends on when. The person demographic, like you turn on Fox,
and where you got it from?
Yeah. No, I understand stuff like that, but I'm just saying, like for instance, like when it says like when you read something, I forgot what exactly it was, but it was something about like black people no longer being the minority anymore. You feel like we're not considered minorities because we're getting like a big influx of black people, but yet we're only like 13% of the population, if I'm correct. Mm-hmm. So like. That don't seem. How are we no longer?
Where did you see that at? And that they didn't give me any facts. That was just somebody.
That's the statistic.
Where's the
13%?
No, you saying the person saying that black people aren't minorities anymore.
We should no longer be considered a minority. Considered as far as like the less amount of people that's in America compared to Caucasians.
That's not a statistic.
The statistic.
He's saying that someone said that.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be.
That we shouldn't be considered the minority because there's more black people. It's starting to be more black people than there is white people now. You can go.
False.
You can actually look that up. Like there are still more white people than there are black people, but our rates are rising, and eventually we won't be considered. We won't be considered a minority.
We've been here the longest besides your people. So
no, Native Americans been here longer.
Well, but I'm saying besides, they got killed off.
Not all of them.
Not all.
I say
all of them?
You did. You said.
I said they got killed off. No, I didn't say they all got killed off.
You just
said a large portion.
Right, thank you.
That's how you
so
like Trail of Tears.
Get out, please.
I thought the Trail of Tears was the expansion to the west, bro.
No.
Trail of Tears is where all the Native American people died. That's why it's called the Trail of Tears.
I thought it was when they all had to migrate out.
The Trail of Tears, they died.
They didn't migrate nowhere. They got shut off. What are you talking about?
We can look that up. I thought the trail. Listen, I had a different.
My dad is Native American.
Congratulations.
Trail of Tears.
Congratulations.
That's what I said.
The route along which the United States government forced several tribes of Native Americans, including Cherokees, blah 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 blah, to migrate reservations to west of the Mississippi River.
I said migration
west. Whitewash.
No, forced.
That's forced. Forced. But y'all said the Trail of Tears is when they all got killed off.
Yeah, that's why it's called the Trail of Tears. They were dying,
bro. They got forcibly removed from it. Some got killed, but the Trail of Tears is not the reason.
Got killed.
Yeah, a lot of them got killed. But I'm saying the Trail. We're not here to talk about the Trail of Tears. What I'm saying is
Over 4,000 of these Indians died from disease, famine, and warfare. That's why it's called the Trail of Tears.
No, that's not why it's called the Trail of Tears, bro.
The Indian tribe was called the Cherokee, and we called this event the Trail of Tears.
Because they had to migrate out.
They didn't migrate nowhere.
Force of migration, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
It's called the Trail of Tears.
Somebody leave a comment and let us know what the fuck the Trail of Tears are. Because these niggas in Google and Wikipedia. Back to the conversation. Back to the conversation.
Anyway, so we're going to touch on Jazmine Barnes. I want to touch on Jazmine Barnes.
Go ahead,
how do y'all feel about that? Everybody was saying that it was a hate crime.
Because I keep up with this type of shit. So what happened was, I don't know if y'all follow Sean King.
I do.
Yeah, he dope as shit. But so basically, after the shooting, the victims and other witnesses saw a red truck speeding off.
Right.
So and it was a white person in the truck. So they, logically assumed that, this is the person that did it. But the guy that was in the truck, and he was followed by somebody else. That's how they got the description, whatever. But that guy was actually fleeing the scene because he feared for his life.
Which anybody would,
yeah. But yeah, it happened because of the, the two niggas gang related shit.
But how do y'all feel about people dragged it down a little bit because it was black men?
Yeah, it's not gonna be in the mainstream media no more.
I felt like that's corny, regardless of who did it.
See,
you gotta go. Period. Because what you doing?
I feel it's good and bad because one, you don't want another example of black on black crime being in the mainstream media.
That's what I'm saying.
And then they saying, "Oh, niggas are wild." More shit to fuel racism.
True.
That's why that clip would have been if the the people that did it turned out to be a white person, it would have definitely got more mainstream because we live in an era where we still dying for no reason, just for walking around looking like this.
Yep.
I'll put it this way, and I'm gonna quote that judge. We killing each other way better than the KKK.
Yep.
And it's just and I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna be 100% frank and honest. I don't care about no national news. I don't care about what people may think. I'm talking about to black people. We have an issue that we need to sit down with the entire black caucus and talk about.
Who is the black caucus?
The black caucus is every black person in America. That is the black caucus.
That's going to be a big group to talk to.
We need to have something where we discuss and openly admit to our faults, what we are owed, what we are due, and what we need to do. Because one of the things is we tend to wait until somebody that don't look like us kill us to care. Which means we don't really care at all.
It definitely was an uproar.
We definitely don't. That means you don't care at all. Because if Timmy shot Sean, then Timmy shot Sean. But if Daquan shot Sean, y'all heard about Daquan shooting Sean? Yeah, that shit crazy. Anyway, you trying to go to
Sean black or white?
Sean is black. Right. I'm talking about black.
I was confused and shit. I only Sean I know is
you're
not
paying attention.
You feel me? But I'm just saying it makes me mad. I don't care.
I agree.
When a black body dropped, it don't matter who pulled the trigger.
It should be the same justice.
It should be the same.
People was more mad at the fact that it was two black men instead of that one white man. People was mad.
You should be more mad that it's two black men killing a little black girl. You should.
No, but they was more mad that it wasn't the white person.
Because
it
would have been something to be more angrier about,
But you should still have the same energy.
You should.
Period.
No.
Yes.
You should.
Yes.
No. I agree with y'all 100%. But I would be more upset if one of my fellow black people died from a racist.
From that aspect.
I treat it with the same.
I would be
animosity.
mad for the girl lost her life for a hate crime. But I'm still mad at the fact that y'all still out there doing dumb stuff, and now here comes some more black people acting a fool.
I don't care.
I'm still mad.
I don't care. I'm more mad. I put it this way: if it was racism, I'd be able to cope with it better because I know racism. We still got something to work on. But we keep fucking doing this shit to ourselves. That's like when somebody you feel me like that's like if you got a sibling and they see you tell everybody not to put their feet on your couch and then they turn around and do it. You can be more mad because you expect more. I expect more from somebody else. No,
doing it in your own house.
You doing it. You fucking up your own crib, telling somebody else to respect it. That ain't cool. That ain't cool to me. No, if it was racism, I wouldn't be as mad. I would be like, damn. At least I understand why he did it. I don't know why niggas still doing this shit. I don't know why, and that's what makes me more mad.
Yeah,
We oppressing ourselves at this point. Yeah. We oppressing ourselves. We own athletics. I'm not talking about brands. I'm talking about athletic world, period. Right. You take the I'm gonna bring it back to 19. You take the Negroes out of basketball, it's just the BA. Because ain't no Negroes. That's the Negro Basketball League. It's about 90% of black people playing in the NBA. You feel me? How much of those people actually want to go to HBCUs and play? None. They all went to PWIs if you really think about it. Ain't none of them get scouted.
They don't get no.
They don't. No, ain't no D1 athlete thinking to go to a HBCU because of the HBCU. They thinking individually.
Yeah, they thinking, yeah. I mean, like if I got that, I can see where that come from. Like you trying to make it. You trying to like.
I'm not impressed. I'm not saying like. Let me finish real quick before I let you do that. I'm not saying that them going to a PWI is bad because I go to a PWI. I'm saying we all go to a PWI. Yeah. I'm saying that the simple fact that if you really think about it, the only way for a nigga to really, that was just a really broad example. The only way, but if you dumb it down, the only way for a real black person to make it in the athletic world of basketball is if they go to where the white man is at. Yeah. You feel me? So like, if they want that NBA money, y'all want that freedom.
Y'all want the real look.
Y'all want that freedom. Y'all gotta wear what I wear. Fuck going where y'all.
It takes a certain amount of power to try to do that in a lot of organization.
Bro,
let's be realistic.
Nope.
Let's be realistic.
I'm being realistic.
You got nice ass talent in basketball.
Okay.
You get a full ride scholarship to Duke.
And you're gonna go.
Hell yeah.
Because that's the way the system is. But to be honest, and this is more of a dream than it might be reality, but I bet you if everybody who's a D1 scout or a D1 athlete or a prospect coming out and they decide and they hear this and they all decide to fuck with what I'm saying and they decide to all go to HBCUs, I bet money if all the black players that was nice at Villanova decide to go to Lincoln, I bet you Lincoln be the new Villanova. Ain't nobody gonna want to go to Nova for looks.
What division?
Lincoln is D2, but it's just the HBCU. I'm just using it because it's the nearest HBCU. You feel me? You want to go to the NFL, you gotta go to a white school. We gotta stop relying on other people to make us.
Why do we go to HBCU?
Yeah, when your key to get to that spot is held by somebody in a position of power by a white man, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you do.
You trying to get on, and you trying to put your family on and your close ones on.
But I'm ask you this: so when they get on, what happens next? In a lot of cases,
what you mean? 9 times out of 10, they don't care about their people.
And that's what I'm talking about. That system itself, we think about it from like a youngin'. You support it in an all black neighborhood. You start playing like rec league, all black supporters, all black this. Then you get a little bit of recognition. You go out. You get some more black supporters. Black people supporting you your whole youth. And then when you get up there, in a lot of cases, the most dominant person I can say that don't do that shit is LeBron. He went back and he built a school where he was from. Yeah. You feel me?
He gave back.
He gave back. But when you look at somebody like Michael, who went his whole way, even joined a black organization, came back, see his people dying over his stuff. I never heard him say nothing about black people.
Yeah.
Nope.
Ever.
I feel as though, hold up, sorry to cut you off, that motherfuckers will donate a couple mil whenever something happen.
And think that's
like
enough.
They get that shit right back when they donate that type of money. And
Texas.
money is not supporting the cause. So like, unless that's why I be telling people, don't idolize these celebrities that don't do nothing for you and your community. Unless they out here putting in work, trying to like do shit, then make them your MCM, your WCW, have them as your fucking lock screen, home screen, whatever. If they not doing nothing for your people, stop idolizing these nut-ass celebrities that don't do shit.
They don't do nothing. That's why I don't like Will Smith. He ain't never do nothing for West Philly. Him and my mom was classmates. They was classmates. He never did. He never came back to 56 and Lansdowne and was like, here's the Will Smith Rec Center. He never came. He just, as far as I know, and I could be wrong, and somebody in the comments correct me, all he did was name his production company after Overbrook.
So me being from Chester, and surprisingly, like, Chester is really small.
Y'all like 10 blocks.
It's like a North Philly neighborhood.
You never been there. So
I've been on United States Avenue. Anyway, so a lot of people came out of Chester really successful.
A lot of people you wouldn't even, from the NFL, NBA, from spokesperson, anything you could think of, any direction, someone came out of Chester.
Right.
And I only seen 2, like lately, like it's an uprising on trying to fix Chester. And right now, at first it was only, at first, like when I was in high school, I would see just Jameer Nelson doing something with basketball for the kids. Okay, that's, what else? But when now, it's like, not Jameer Nelson, Jalil Beats. He was doing little by little. Now he's like, him and his wife got sneaker stores for like, not a cheaper price, but for a good reason price. They got a lot of stuff going on, different things for the community. They're giving back to schools. And now it's Rondé House of Jefferson. He's played for Brooklyn Nets. Now he's doing the basketball thing. He doing other things with like Jalil Beats and stuff. So now, for example, like Rondé went to Arizona. He went to Arizona State, and he living his best life, but he still came back using all the example. It is rare because it's a lot of people from Chester that went somewhere, and you wouldn't even know they here. And not even they from Chester.
And not even to break it down to college, but if you really think about people who just got money and brought back, period, like 6ix9ine did that. No matter how much trolling he did, he used social media as his platform. He went back to Mexico because he's Mexican. He went back to New York, gave money to kids and everything like that. Also, Nipsey Hussle got businesses. He built back the block. He listened to Ross. And he did what he had to do in support for his people. Snoop Dogg.
And that's a trend though, happening in our generation as well. A lot of people are doing that. So like that's a good positive.
You're starting to see it now.
Yeah.
But before then, like
I don't even know if our generation is doing it. That don't count as our Nipsey Hussle don't count as our generation.
But he's doing it now though.
He's doing it now. It's happening in our that's perfect.
He's a millennial too, so you could say that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say for like other people besides him, and I guess I don't know how old the people you said are. I know who I know.
They're around that.
They're around that age. They're around our age. They're in their 20s and everything. But like, I'm not trying to sound negative, but I want to make sure. I know they're doing it for the cause, but I don't want it to be a trend. I want it to be a priority.
Why shouldn't that be a trend?
No, because with the word trend comes with popularity. People only doing it to be popular. Yeah, when it comes with priority, it's doing it because it's a necessity.
Yeah, but in a sense, that's fucked up that they're doing it for a trend. But that can't be looked at as a bad thing with the Nike and Colin Kaepernick deal. That was nothing but a business deal to them. But in the long run,
like, but that was a big leap.
That was important. Yeah. That was real important. But it was definitely only a business deal for them though.
I mean, it could be, but it didn't have to be made. But you can't subtract it because it came from a business, and people do that a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm saying though, like if it was a trend, they followed a trend.
I don't think it was a trend.
You think they really care?
I don't know if they, as a company, really care. I'm not gonna say they do. I'm not gonna say they don't.
I would say Nike is diverse.
I'm not even gonna say they don't. I can only say they do because of what they did. Because if you bring it back to the 60s and stuff like that, when them bus, think about it this way. If you compare like the bus boycott to the 60s, Pepsi didn't take their names off those buses. But I bet you if they try to do if black people was to boycott the buses, all them buses that Pepsi got their billboard stuff on, they'll take it right off.
If Nike cared, they wouldn't be in other countries paying people 2 to 12 cents to make their sneakers when their sneakers cost over $8.
That's business. That's business.
But
I'm not talking.
How do you sit there and put them with care? Then you would pay them correctly and treat them fairly.
I'm not talking about what people's work rates are. I'm talking about
I get what
you know. I'm trying to singular it down to like as far as
now you're trying to single it down.
I'm talking about do they care about black people? I don't know. I can't say no. But I can only say maybe or yes based off of what they did. Based off of what they did for people that are affected by me in the region where I'm from, when they did that, that lets me know they care. If they don't care a bunch, if they're not for the cause, they have an opinion about it, and something led to them doing something positive towards it.
No.
And I'll take it.
you want to take, that's selfish a little bit to me. If you want to be about a cause, like, don't be for your people. If you be for people too, like you can't to a certain extent. You can't just. How can you sit there and like, all right, I get 100%. Okay, I am for my black people, but so it's okay. All right, you walk down the street, someone say something to a black person that's racist. Oh, you mad? But when somebody say another racist something to somebody else that's not black, you can't be mad, but you still gonna be like, that's wrong. Yeah. I would still be mad. Like,
see, that ain't got nothing. That's still that ain't had nothing to do with Nike because those people aren't being affected at the same rates as we are.
I don't agree.
So this is what I'm gonna say.
In mud huts.
This is what I'm gonna say. That's their culture. They live in third world countries. That's what they want to work for. I'm not talking about them.
Some people don't work.
Okay, I'm not talking. But listen, I'm not talking about them.
Now you're not talking about them. You just said Nike. Do Nike care as a general?
Nike don't care. Nike. Don't dumb it down. Don't simplify it now. You asked me.
Don't simplify it now.
Whoever asked the question.
You just said, did Nike care?
I didn't say do Nike care. Y'all asked me, do I think Nike care? I said I don't know if Nike really cares. I said I can't say no. All I can say is maybe or yes because of what they did for people that look like me. I don't really, and this might sound selfish. I'm not worried about them niggas in them third world countries because I don't live there.
How you know if it's a third world country though?
I thought that's what the whole argument was.
No, it's not. Sometimes they be like people be like getting put from different places to work.
Okay, I mean, I'm not talking about outsourcing. I'm talking about what happens in America. Outsourcing is a different domain. I'm bringing it back to this.
That's the problem.
I'm bringing it back to this. I'm saying that from as far as like this, when they did that and they partnered with Kaepernick, they didn't have to do that because Nike is also tied in with the NFL. Which means they'll be losing money from the NFL.
They tied in with a lot of different
They tied in with a lot of different people. But one of the main people who supply cleats to the NFL are Nike. A lot of people within the NFL have Nike sponsorships. Nike said, we don't care. We're tied. We see what Kaepernick's doing. We like it. We'll put our business behind it. I don't want to say it was a business move. It's a tactical move. I'm going to say it was a progressive move. Regardless of where the origin came from, it helped out. And that's why I say it's good. It helped out. Outsourcing is a totally different thing. I don't agree.
I was talking about the company in general.
But that's why I brought up Nike though, because you were saying that if people are, trying to put other black people on as just a trend, that can't be looked at as just a bad thing because at the end of the day, it may be coming from a different place, but they still got the same end goal.
I wouldn't say same end goal. It might be coming from...
The same end goal is a black person getting put on. That's the same end goal.
But it's like... I see what you're saying, but it's just like I feel like it should not be a trend. Trend to me, when I hear the word trend, I think of fading because trends fade. Trends can repeat, Good point. They fade. Priorities don't.
Good point.
So it should be a priority.
I feel like it's a trend, but it also comes from a place of decency because a lot of these black celebrities are realizing I'm still a nigga to these people if I whether I'm on or not. So that's why they're like, all right, that's why Black Hollywood is popping right now. P. Diddy putting other people on, Jay-Z putting other people on, Dame Dash trying to give people jewels. You gotta pay attention to that type of stuff.
Dame Dash been dropping jewels since Killer Cam was in the Pink Mink. You feel me? He been dropping jewels since then. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not saying he did a lot for black people, but I'm not saying he didn't. But every time I hear him speak, he always speaks something about how to get your business off the ground. You feel me? So I always thought Dame Dash was a cool boy, especially when he featured in State Property, because that was my movie. But that's a different subject, you know what I'm saying?
State Property is.
Either you gonna get down or you gonna lay down. So what's it gonna be? But wait, I want to bring up the whole McDonald's situation. So did you see it?
You want to tell the people?
I did see
about what it is?
And I'm irritated.
So in the McDonald's situation, what is saw in the video is a white gentleman grabs. I'm gonna say the way media would do it. I'm gonna say the way a media would do it. A white thug grab.
I did see an article calling him a white thug. Yeah, that was surprising.
I feel like that's why they did.
An aggressive white thug with anger issues and possibly mental disorders.
We gonna give him.
I said media. I'm gonna give them everything because this is all they're gonna be called. A potential That's why you heard how I whispered in the mental disorders, right? A white thug with maybe mental disorders.
Maybe mental disorders.
Assaulted a black cashier at a McDonald's, and she whooped his ass. And
she's a boxer.
I saw the clip. She said she
whooped his ass, and there were 2 black gentlemen there.
They did nothing.
That did nothing.
Nothing.
And I feel as though that they did. I see where black women are coming from, where they say they could have did more, and I understand that they should have did more. But in the long scheme of things, I always look at the long run. If those black men would have been acting in the same accordance as the things that I've been reading in comments, they would have been another hashtag or been in jail. And I doubt anybody who's been commenting on that would have put money on their books or paid for their funeral.
That's why I got mixed feelings.
So with that being said, you have to look at it from not just what you naturally and raw feel, but where we at in the world and what we also trying. If we always trying to change perceptions, why would you then, as a black woman who values the life, who claims they value the life of black men, want a black man to hurt himself?
What?
And no. All right, so look, because I feel like, all right, their response may have been, I'm not gonna say that. Some people may have been more emotional in their response. So it's like, if I'm looking at a video, a little black girl getting fucking manhandled by a man, and I see bystanders not doing anything, I'm gonna be outraged. But then, you know, I think long term as well. So I would think, all right, cool. The minute they would have teed off on board, or, you know,
they could at least grabbed her. They ain't have to touch him.
They was grabbing her, and that's why. But
barely. Yo, it's 2 strong men right there that could have let me protect her. No, this is the problem in the black community. Black women do not feel protected at all. That's corny.
This is also a problem. He ain't finished his thought.
That's corny.
Like in that instance, you gotta be smart. Like, if I retaliate in an aggressive way, you know I already got the stigma just from being black as is, being aggressive.
And they're tall, and they're dark skinned.
Exactly. So, you know, you already know the cops come walking in there fearing for their life. So if I act out and I wild the fuck out on this bull gripping up this little girl, I could possibly lose my life.
And not even that, you gotta look at the whole situation. Y'all just looking at it as a black woman and a black man standing there doing nothing. That black woman was whipping his ass. It would be different if he was whipping her ass.
What does it matter? That man grabbed the shit out of her. What are you talking about?
No.
What she didn't box.
Okay, but you looking at what ifs. The woman was whipping his ass.
No, they did everything correctly.
They did everything
correctly.
In
our day and age, what you got to do, and some shit.
That's the problem.
This shit still don't even work. You got to record.
You feel me?
You got to record.
It'd be different. It's like this. He tried to grab her by the collar. He grabbed her by the collar.
He did.
He grabbed her by the collar, and she immediately started teeing off on him. No, she did not immediately.
She was shot first. She protected
Like
herself.
I said, she immediately started teeing off on him. She handled the situation. So, like, I don't get what you want them to do. Like, you gotta think about, like, as young black men, y'all, as a young black woman, you don't know what it's like to operate in the body of a young black man. And as a young black man, I don't know what it's like for a woman. So for women to always have an opinion is cool, because opinions are, everybody's entitled to one. Mm-hmm. But your opinion is not fact, because as a man in a situation, especially a black man, it is very hard to regulate violent situations without looking like a stigma, without trying to get killed, without trying to protect everybody in the situation. Because protection is not just violence onto the person who's affecting you. It's also preventive movements. And sometimes the best thing to do in a situation like that is to do what they did. Like, you don't know their story. You don't know whether they need this job. You don't know whether they got daughters or whatever like that. And as far as what I was seeing, she was whooping his ass. So,
but I'm not expecting them to come. Like, I'm not like fuck. Like, I'm not expecting. The people's elbow? I'm not expecting them to shoot him up, grip him. But
so what are you expecting?
What do you, and regarding to that situation, what would you have want them to do?
If this is me like this, I would expect you to karate chop the arm off, something, cover her, do something. He grabbed her for a little bit by the hip and let it go.
And they still rung him up after all that too.
That's corny to me. I mean, you gotta get your money, but
That's the business. That's the business. That's McDonald's business. That's the business.
That came down to their morality.
To their manager.
But to me, that's corny. And as a general aspect, I feel like from my experience, like I dealt with a similar situation where I felt attacked by somebody, and a lot of black men stood around. From my experience, so I'm looking at as when will black women be protected? Like when will it be? I'm not expecting like you gotta come off aggressive, but if it was vice versa and I seen that a girl was attacking a black man, I don't give a fuck what I look like. I don't give how angry I'm gonna look. I'm gonna protect my black men. So why can't you have the same energy?
Because like I said,
black women get killed too. So I don't want to hear it. Black women get killed too.
I'm not saying that.
They get shot too.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
we get raped and all that too.
I'll put it this way, and just like y'all get raped and y'all get killed and stuff like that, y'all body's not as disposable as a man's is. A man's body is disposable.
Come on,
I don't agree.
It is. No. You can look at it through statistics and everything. Like if you look at it from like football to the army to the way we operate in the streets to the thug to embracing the violence to the fact that we don't get emotional stimuli like control, like y'all are taught to be operated and to express your emotions and everything. When a man's in a situation like that, I understand you want them to smack their hand down and you should expect this and you should expect that, but realistically, that shit probably caught everybody off guard. That shit probably really caught everybody off guard. And when everybody really realized what was happening, she was already whipping his ass.
So what?
I understand.
Why did she have to defend herself? You could have still grabbed her away from him. He could have had a gun, and by the time she whooped his ass, he probably got 10 times angrier. Anything could have happened.
And then at that, like, and this probably gonna sound like me trying to be funny, but when a lot of cases when I've seen dudes step up and try to fight a girl's battle, and the girl get mad at the dude talking about something, I could have handled that. What you think I'm weak or something like that? I've seen situations. I can give you a real life example. I can give you a real life example.
What shit you know?
I can give a real life example. It was around my hood in West Philly. It was these.
That's why I said no.
It was these two girls fighting, and the one boy said, "You not about to jump in." He said, "You not about to sit there and talk to my girl like that." And she said, "No, I got it." And he sat there and was arguing with the other person. Mind you, the other person was a female, it wasn't a male. But it's the same thing, protecting black women, right?
That's just that one instant.
No, I understand that's that one instant, but like, I get it's that one instance, but in a lot of cases, it's a lot more women out there like that.
And that's corny to me.
That's just your personal viewpoint that a lot of women are out
but
there.
Overall, it's corny to me. You should want to be protected. You can't do everything alone. But coming from a female and why two, not one, but I can understand one, it's only so much a person can do. But it's two, and then what the hell was recording?
One of the customers?
Somebody that was smart.
The customer?
I can understand, but my thing, like, it's all these people around and no one helped this girl. No one.
She was whipping his ass. What's wrong with her whipping his ass? What's wrong with her standing up for herself and whipping his ass?
I stand up for myself all the time.
No, I'm asking. I'm not talking about you.
It's nothing wrong with her standing up for herself.
Okay, so then what?
I would have still felt alone in it.
So how can you? So I'm gonna ask you this: you whipping somebody's ass, and everybody watching you whip that ass. And you still don't feel protected?
No, you still feel alone.
But you winning.
It don't matter. Why do you? It
winning.
Don't matter. It don't
you
matter.
Winning. All right, look. If you winning, why am I about to interject? Like, what about
because why am I still protecting myself from a grown ass man?
Because it turns because y'all not thinking. It turns from y'all really not thinking. Y'all thinking.
Nutty as
no,
shit.
it's not nutty. You're not thinking. It's literally it'll turn from a black woman defending herself from a white thug to 3 black McDonald's employees jumping a white man.
You don't have to fight. I did not say that stuff.
You don't even have to hit him to get that. To get that.
Y'all could have still pulled her away. Period.
You don't have to get that. No, she was whipping his ass. Let that nigga get his ass whipped.
Okay, my thing is, just because he got his ass whipped, no one came to her rescue. Y'all could have. How do you know she wanted to be in that situation?
You rescue people.
Who wants to be in that situation?
You rescue people that's in danger. That nigga was in danger.
She still was in danger. He took the shit out of her. He took her whole soul.
Yeah, no, but look, when you gotta look at it from.
Like you're
look at it from the broader.
I get what you're saying, but I just don't agree.
You don't have to agree.
My thing is
Because if I'm walking,
someone still should have took her out of that situation. Where was the manager at? Why was there no manager?
The manager was right there. It was the Chinese looking boy or something.
And still didn't protect her. I'm working for you, my dude.
That just comes down to
that's corny.
That comes down to
corny.
Because if I was in that situation, I'm not about to hit ball. I'm gonna keep it all being with you.
Yeah.
I'm
not about to. See,
you honestly, a manager and you're not going to jump in that situation?
If I'm a manager, I'm going to.
If I'm a bystander. If I'm a bystander, to be honest, I don't know what I would do. I would definitely break up the fight, but I wouldn't.
That's a problem for me.
That I would break up the fight?
Oh, I thought you said you wouldn't break up the fight.
If I'm a manager, you ask me if I'm a manager, what would I do?
I at least through
if I'm a manager, Bo would definitely not get. I have the right to refuse service, so Bo would definitely not get his meal. But
you would at least threw him out something.
Yeah, I would definitely
get him away from
us.
That man was like 3 feet.
I wouldn't have restrained him. I would have, if anything, me personally, if she this is me speaking facts. If she is whipping his ass and
you looking at that she whipping his ass.
No,
okay. She still was 10 times smaller than him.
Whipping his ass.
Because she knew how to box. What if she didn't know how to box though?
Then that would have been a different situation. But you basing your argument off of what ifs and what ifs. Like you.
But in reality, someone still should have pulled her out of that situation. That was
reality.
Someone still should have pulled her out of that situation.
No.
Someone still
let him learn his lesson. Let that white thug learn his lesson.
You would let your daughter sit there and get.
That's completely different.
That's his daughter.
That was completely different.
That's his daughter.
I'm not about to like.
You can't compare your daughter to some random girl.
Yeah, like what?
What?
I don't owe her nothing.
So if your daughter still fucking him up, you still going to just let her rock out?
I'm gonna fuck him up too. That's my daughter.
That's his daughter. That's different.
He's dead.
That's different.
Fucking him up. I'm
gonna give you a real life example. I'm in class and a white dude grips up a black girl in class. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Real quick. And if she whipping his ass, I'm gonna let her whip his ass. And as soon as he start putting his hands on her, that's when I'm gonna jump in.
He touched her first.
But then after that, he got his ass whipped.
But no one still didn't. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Chivalry is dead. I want you to realize that.
Chivalry's still alive.
And that's the problem.
Chivalry is dead.
And that's the problem.
I'll open the door
and that's the problem.
Chivalry is dead. And I'm not saying chivalry is dead because I believe it's dead. It's dead because that's the way the world is.
And that's the problem.
It can be a problem, but with chivalry is not all good. I want you to realize that. Like, when y'all understand chivalry is not all good. Chivalry comes with a lot of misogynistic things too.
It does.
And chivalry comes with a lot of patriarchy things too.
I know that.
Okay, then so that's why I said chivalry is dead.
But that's also a problem.
Don't pick and choose which gender roles you want males to follow.
No. But my thing is, you're gonna follow the right. Period.
Which one's right?
What you mean? Which one's right? The ones where you sit there and it's for care.
Listen, I care to see him get his ass whipped. If he got his ass whipped, he got his ass whipped.
So let's talk about this B2K.
First of all, I'm an NSYNC fan. It's like,
I listen to.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Wait, NSYNC was way before B2K.
Yeah, so
not even the same era.
I thought they was in the same era.
Nah, because
I definitely had that.
Because I had a VHS of NSYNC.
First of all,
or Backstreet Boys. It was one of those.
I had a Backstreet Boys lunchbox.
Why she trying?
You trying?
You was about to dig.
No, I wasn't. I definitely just said I had a Backstreet. I definitely agree with you. I'm like, hold up. I had a lunchbox. Like you talking about?
My bad.
I really thought he agreed with me too.
I ain't never even really listened to B2K for real.
I don't care about B2K.
I'm not hype about them, but
I don't know. I honestly can't name. I probably know their songs, but I don't know none of the songs' names.
What's the song go bump bump bump?
That's probably it. That's it. They gonna play that. They gonna play that for an hour.
They
did a 2-step. What?
Yeah.
I
don't give a fuck about no B2K.
But anyway, I'll put it to you this way. All right, let's ask hypothetical questions. So, Atira. So you in this situation, you are a bystander, and you were at the McDonald's.
You gonna go back?
No, I'm curious. I know I want to go. I know I want to go back, but I meant to ask this before you switch. I was going to ask this right before you switched to B2K, and that's the only thing I had on my brain.
All right.
So after this, we could go after it. But if you was there, what would you have done to protect?
We would have jumped him flat out.
And what would that have done?
We would have got fucked up.
But no. In the long run, what would that have done in the image of black women?
I don't care. I do not care if you think I'm angry, I'm mad. I don't care. I'm protecting my sis. We right now.
So you dead ass. You ain't know this girl from a lick of paint.
You not gonna be gripping up my sis like that. We out. We tripping.
Shout out to you.
I'm letting you know right now. I'm letting you know you.
And this is
that's a lesson because one of my biggest fears is getting knocked out. So if I get knocked out, especially for a stranger,
I'm fighting them. Like, no. Until you gonna be like, oh, this McDonald's ratchet. You gonna talk us.
Make sure you don't get fucked up.
Let your teeth get knocked out.
You gonna be mad as hell. You tried to be noble.
No, you're not.
I'm still noble. I still have my character.
You gonna be missing a few teeth.
I'm missing teeth because I'm trying to be a fucking hero.
No.
Nah.
But that's the problem.
No, it's not a problem.
We that's how you die. That's how you end up dead for no reason.
For no reason. That's how you end up a hashtag.
You do have to pick your battles.
And that's one of them.
No.
No, that's the perfect example of picking your battle.
That's a perfect example of picking your battle.
I'm not gonna fight. I'm gonna pull out my camera.
As soon as I would have seen him go, I would have went.
You wouldn't have did nothing. I'm letting you know.
I don't know like a word.
We actually
had a similar.
Shut up. We actually had a similar situation. So we in function line, right? So me and my roommates. Let me say me and my roommates. So it's four of us all together.
You looking at us? Or you looking at?
But they don't know that.
So
I have three roommates and I'm the fourth one.
All right, so go ahead. So one of your roommates grabbed boy.
Anyway,
you and people that you have personal relationships with went to a party.
You know what? I don't know why we invited you. So all right. So we in line. She touched the board, whatever, and automatically we were mad at her because that could have escalated to a situation that it didn't need to be. So the guy just was salty. He got a little bit mad, but luckily it didn't escalate to anything.
Niggas are out. Listen.
But my example, don't touch people. You feel me? Like, don't touch me, I won't touch you. So if he would have touched her, yes, she was wrong, but we would still have to jump him, period.
Yeah, that's your homie.
It don't matter. Even if it was in a line and that somebody was in front of us and a man smacked her, I'm like, yo, like, I'm gonna still stop it. I don't have to be aggressive and I don't have to get physical. I could have been like, yo, just the same thing if I was in McDonald's. If I didn't want to be aggressive or I didn't want to jump bull, I could have still grabbed him off of her.
You tripping. True.
I don't have to be aggressive.
I don't know you.
I don't know you, and I was scared to be in a situation around you. To be honest, as a best friend,
I'm talking about you, dummy.
I'm talking from my experience. If you around and you don't help me in a minute, I don't give a fuck.
That's you.
Even if I was beating that guy, if you don't touch him, I'm gonna smack the shit out you flat out.
That's you.
I'm letting you know that.
But if you weren't you, you'd have just been some like, if quite frankly, no disrespect, if you wasn't you'd have just been some bitch I know whipping some white dude ass.
So if I was that McDonald's girl, you would have jumped in it.
No,
I'm gonna beat you the fuck up.
No, if I was in that McDonald's, I'd have been like, I probably would have, honestly knowing myself, I probably would have said something. I'd have been like, yo, get off her. Oh shit, she whipped that mine. She got it. I'd have been like that.
No,
and as soon as
I still want you to come to my rescue.
No, because I don't know you.
Because I'm saying if that was me, like
if that
me,
was,
like really me,
if that was you, ain't nobody.
Not in your brain, my guy.
If this was realistically you working at a McDonald's, I would have had a problem with you working at McDonald's.
Yo, you're out of pocket.
But if you, but if you was at the McDonald's and I find out, first of all, if he put his hands on you, I'm gonna hit him from the. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna bite him. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I know I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna put the paws on him. I'm gonna put the paws on him, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. But if you weren't you, just like if Mirror wasn't my bro and he fighting, if he getting his ass whipped, as long as somebody ain't pull out a strap, he just get his ass whipped. If you some female I know and you fucking a nigga up, I'm not about to jump in. What I look like?
I don't want to be.
I look like Captain Planet.
I don't want to be in a situation. I just had to protect myself. That's the difference. Just because I'm beating his ass don't mean I want to be beating his ass. I just want to get away from this guy. But the only way I can get away from this guy is if I am beating him up. Somebody could have hurried up and pulled me away so I didn't have to beat his ass.
That's cool. But if I'm in my household where I'm from, if somebody is winning and they can successfully whip an ass, you let them get their one until the other person put their hands on him. Put it this way, if I was there at the McDonald's thing, I can truthfully say I would have watched her whipped his ass, and as soon as he would have swung on her, that's when I would have grabbed him. But go ahead, Mirror. Take the lead. So what we talk about next?
Well, what's next is these tax returns that nobody getting apparently.
I ain't applied for taxes since I was born, so I don't know. I've been trying.
I don't even be getting much back for taxes.
What you mean? Like, no, they owe me money. They owe me money. Just like Cabrini still owe me money.
It must be nice. Okay. I owe them money.
You out of pocket.
They owe me $2,000 last semester.
That's fucked up because a lot of people not getting paid.
Oh, yeah.
I saw something like we about to go into like a national emergency, some bullshit.
I mean, government shutdown happens. Like it's not nothing brand new under the sun.
It is, but it's only the second time it happened.
Yeah, it happened before. That's what I'm trying to say. But
the reason this one is happening is more volatile than the previous one.
Like from my because my political science teacher, Dr. Hecky, had told us about about this was happening. He said so what they're making it now and everything like that. He said that a lot of it is true, but some of it also comes from like when you try to take stuff and flip it into something else. So like I don't know. So I don't know if he's lying or not, but it made sense when he was telling me. So like say if like Mirror said you're not getting your tax returns until a certain amount of time, until like the government reform is over. So until the government shutdown is over, they can say you're not getting your tax returns. But the way they'll word it is nobody's getting their tax returns. And then they'll talk about the government shutdown. And then they'll have you all hype about that and hype you all hype about that like it's two separate things when it's really one. Like you can't really have your tax returns because there's nobody to work and do it because there's a government shutdown.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, how you expect to get your tax return when nobody's at work?
I wouldn't work for free if I ain't getting fucking paid. So
yeah, you feel me? So like in the government shutdown, I think it's necessary when they have like a new. I forgot what it was.
Did y'all say that they were required to work though? Like they have to.
I mean, when you have it,
I think somewhere only 1 out of 8 employees that handle the tax return thing are working, and you're not about to get shit done with 1 out of 8 employees.
Yeah, so like, and then at that government job, we also do got to realize government jobs are different from like regular old jobs. Like
yeah, like
you are a public servant. Like at the end of the day, so you have to sometimes do stuff you don't want to do. But we also live in a world where people think they can say whatever they want. And because they say whatever they want, they should do whatever they want, and it don't work like that. That's because they took
their freedom of speech and ran with it. Because you run with it a lot of times.
I don't. I say freedom of speech comes with whatever you can say, but that don't come without consequence.
I'm going to hold you to that.
It's just messed up because...
You got it on video.
You know, shutting down so this nigga could get a wall. It's crazy.
I don't think it's for the wall.
That's exactly what it is for. That's exactly what it is.
I don't think it's just for
the Dems proposed him a bill. They're only offering him $1 billion. He want $5 billion.
It can't be just for that. It can't.
He literally said.
I know, no, bro. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying like it can't.
It's messed up, yo.
It can't be just for that.
This nigga is weird. Yo.
The fact that they making a GoFundMe page for this war.
And they got like 20 mil.
They got a lot.
I'm about to start a GoFundMe
20 mil and Flint still ain't got clean water.
Right.
20 mil and we ain't got no public health care.
But this is really
public health care is not free. Free health care is not a good thing. Public health care.
Why ain't it?
Because with free health care, look, you ever seen Canada? Canada got free health care, and that don't mean everybody gets served. That means everybody's on the same equal rate. So somebody with a broken leg and somebody with a gunshot wound will be in the same waiting room.
I mean, I've never heard anybody say.
I've
never heard anything about Canada's flaws.
Go look at
My cousin lives in Canada.
Go look if you look up I forgot his name. He's a YouTuber. His he does like the prove me wrong type thing. He's from Canada. And somebody talked about Canada's health code and stuff like that to him. And he said, well, if you actually realize their health system is successful, but it's not fair.
Ours is?
No, I'm not saying that is.
Yeah,
it's better than ours.
I would prefer a Canadian healthcare system than American one.
I don't because I'm not trying to wait in the same room. If I got Ebola,
I think they still go off of what's more severe.
I'm pretty sure it's more intricate.
That don't have nothing to do with how much you got paid.
Seeing as how I just had to enroll for insurance through my job, like I wouldn't even be able to get served. I went to the hospital, and my bill was like $300, $400, and they did nothing. They did nothing to me, and I got a bill for that.
Okay.
There's people going in debt. There's people dying because they don't get enough penicillin. That they got to choose either work or their fucking health.
Okay, but
that is our healthcare system.
Yeah, I understand that, but I understand. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's cool. But in Canada, what I'm trying to say is because it's free, everybody is waiting the same amount of time. There is no precedent over anybody. That's not a problem. Being free. That is a problem. That is a problem, bro. Because if I'm shot, I'm not trying to stand next to you if your arm is broke.
Bro, I doubt it's more severe. Yes, I'm pretty sure if you're dying from a mortal wound.
If you have a mortal wound, you probably will get served first. But sometimes when you get shot, it's not always mortal.
It depends on what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's more intricate than that. Ain't no way they're gonna. Everybody sit down right here. Y'all came here at the same time. All right, you got a splinter. You got shot in the leg.
I'm gonna show you the. I'm gonna show you the video.
Wait at the same. No, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna show you the video, bro. He explains it. He talks about the Canadian healthcare system. He's from Toronto. He's from Ontario, actually.
I'm pretty sure it's way more.
I think he's French Canadian. I think, if I'm not mistaken, but. It's not that simple as what you're trying to make it as.
I'm not saying you're saying.
No, not as simple. Not saying it as that simple, but like it's not. You can't say it's better than ours because you haven't experienced it. You've only heard about it.
I mean, it can always be worse. I mean,
it could be worse.
Yeah,
and from what I've heard, it's not worse, but it's not better.
The grass.
So you're saying it's on a level playing field.
I've never
said that's what you just said.
I said it's not worse. It's not worse. It's not better. I don't know what it is. That don't mean it's equal. I never had a Canadian healthcare system, so I can't say it's equal. It's not worse. It's not better. I don't know what it's like. I just know what ours is like.
Everybody got healthcare, then that's good.
That's very.
Everybody got healthcare. That's good, but
then some people
public healthcare. Everybody should have, I don't know. I feel as though I don't know. I feel like if anything, healthcare costs should be cut. Not completely, but just brought a discount for a couple years. Like 50% off anybody who had Keystone. Like buy one, get one free. Like you get Aetna, we also throw you throw Aetna in there, we give you Red Cross. Like BOGO. I don't know. Do something.
Is that Red Cross? Blue Cross?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like you go to the wellness center, we give you a cupcake and a Band-Aid. Like I don't know. Like do something.
Right, so since y'all niggas want to talk about women all damn day and night, let's talk about the Congresswoman being sworn in. So looking real diverse on the Democrat side.
It's litty.
And I was happy to see that. And there's a gay Native American woman who's a congresswoman now. That's tough. And her biceps big as shit too.
That's good for them. Like I don't know. Like I don't know too much about that. I applaud all the women that's up there. I believe they deserve their spot. The only woman I really probably followed throughout that whole thing was the Muslim lady with the glasses.
Yeah. I know you're talking about, but no, the Spanish joint from New York, AOC, that's her name.
I don't know. I followed the Muslim lady and then the Spanish lady with the glasses.
I followed
and then the one person who recently.
The one from Atlanta.
The one who went revival again because she had a video of her dancing.
Yeah, Alexandria. That's what I'm talking about.
She went that.
They was reaching.
They was reaching for that. They was reaching for that. But I don't know. I applaud them on all that. But that's all fine and dandy that everybody is like getting that way. I just wish
representation.
Going into politics.
Wait, speaking of representation, I saw this. I was watching on HBO Random Acts of Flyness. And they made a lot of good points, but they made a really, really good point about the bisexual male representation in media. There is none.
You're right.
There is no representation in media of a bisexual man. There's good. I
think Issa Rae is actually working on a show like that because I remember reading.
Yeah, I remember that, but that's not here now. You feel me? So
I don't care for it, to be honest.
But see, you can say that because you're a heterosexual man. But
only because my stance on
Well, tell them that.
I'm not homophobic, but I feel as though when it comes to the black male, they push the homosexuality agenda on us in the media.
What's the homosexual agenda? What's the homosexual agenda? You gotta clarify.
Whenever I see something just pertaining to a gay man
they gotta be black.
Yeah, they have to be black. And I feel as though that's misrepresentation. I'm not saying you're right, homosexual people do need to be represented, but I feel as though it's pumped in the black community for us to see. And it's not across all the races for all of them to be.
I feel like
that they can be gay too.
I feel like it's necessary that it is pumped. I feel as though because I don't know about no other community, but in the black community, and
it's taboo.
It's really taboo. It doesn't in Jamaica, because I'm Jamaican, I was born in the States. but it's strictly forbidden. Like, it is not cool. Like, and so people will cut you off. Blood will cut you off if you're a gay black man. Just like bisexual black men are invisible, because if a black guy come out or any guy come out and say, "Oh, I'm bisexual," they're like, "No, you're not. You just gay, or you just like dudes." You feel me? So like, I feel like it needs to be pumped out there, because it's people, it's kids, it's teenagers, it's adults out there who's struggling with their sexuality because they don't see nobody out there that look like them that's accepted. So it needs to be like a mass pumping of it, because no matter what the representation of black men was, good or bad, they was always straight. Go ahead, wrap it up, Miss Chester.
All right, this is episode 2. Thank y'all for watching. See you, YouTube.